Here's my Steam Deck OLED with a brand new JazzX backplate, which has LEDs in it, and I'm going to go through the process of opening up the box, installing it, and then giving you my initial thoughts on the product. It's kind of cool, but not perfect. Alright guys, let's crack into it. What we have got here is a JazzX backplate for a Steam Deck, and today we are going to install it. I've been looking at this for a very long time on Trade Me and online in New Zealand, and it normally on Mighty Ape is about $60, and then it came up for sale if you're a Primate member for $10. So I got one of my friends who is a Primate member to order it for me, and so in today's video we are going to install this backplate onto my Steam Deck here. Hopefully it'll give this OLED a little bit of pizzazz. I mean, I've got no problem with it how it currently is, but I know that this box comes with some ridges for the back buttons here, as long as they're clear, and LED strips down each side. So we're gonna do this all on camera, and I may jump around a bit so we don't have, you don't have to watch me undoing like 100 million screws, but we'll open the box together and see what is inside of here and go from there really. So what have we got here? Attention, wear finger gloves before removing the housing. Okay, that's fine. I think that's more for, I'm not too worried about that. Let's have a look what's in this box here. I really should have got some cutters, shouldn't I? What do we got hiding in here? So we've got the USB charging cable, and we've got, what else have we got in here? Does it come with all the tools that we need also? Is that what this is? So we don't, I brought out my toolkit, but I may not need them if they're gonna give everything as part of this. So we've got in here some small black screws. Those are to be for the new case. As you can see, they're going down each side. What else have we got? We've got our little screwdriver here. We've got some rubber. Now, I actually don't know. They look like little, I don't want to say it on screen. We're a family-friendly channel here. But if you know, you know. These, I don't know. I actually don't know what these little rubber buds are for, I'm going to be honest. Are they finger button, like for your fingers? I think that's what they are, so you don't like, I think I know what those are. We've got here a little flipper tool to crack the plastic. I've already cracked my OLED, so it shouldn't be too hard to open. Yes, our USB-C to USB-B, whatever it is, and our screws. And we've also got a guitar pick, again for cracking plastic. More screws. These ones are for the other slots. And then finally, we've got more screws for the other slots. So they give you, oh, these are the OLED. Okay, so these are the OLED specific ones. Where, what ones was it? One of these other ones will be for the LCD. So there's different they give you the screws for the different versions, which is kind of nice. And now we're onto the main show here. We'll get that out of the way. Was there more? Oh, there's more in here, sorry. Right, so these are the triggers I was talking about. These are kind of cool. Let's crack these open, eh? I was expecting, and honestly, I didn't realize that these were going to be like actual buttons. I thought these were going to be like stickers that go on the back of the current buttons, not actual replacement buttons. So that's very interesting. I'm not sure if I'll install these, but I probably will because I've paid for it. And then we're onto the actual big boy itself. So as you can see here, it comes with the covers on. So you don't have to use these, but these go over the top. They're like silicone protectors, which are kind of cool. I don't know whether I'll use them, but they're an option. I will try it. We'll have a look when we get the Steam Deck on whether or not we're going to keep those on. So as you can see here, once we get this rubber cover off, they've got the buttons and stuff in here for the, so that's your USB charging plug for the LEDs that run along each side here. They've got a back cover here, and these are the standard buttons on here, so we can change those out for these bigger ones. I'm assuming they're bigger ones, looking at that. They look like it. So yeah, I mean, we could give them a go. Remove plastic sheet before thermal silicone grease can be heated and okay, I'll read this on screen. Yes, remove the plastic sheet before use. Thermal silicone grease can be heated and softened with a heat gun or air blower before use. Do not touch the aluminium when the device is open. Okay, so this is our, there's a plastic sheet on there. Yeah, I see that. And then I could heat it up. I don't think there's a need to heat it up. I think it'll be a-okay. And you can see here where they've got the small battery for the LCDs in here. I wonder if there's any charge in this. There is no current charge in the LCDs. So what we're gonna do, I think, and when we've got our little booklet here and another little booklet here, nothing really interesting. Small amount of information on how to do it, but there's only really one way it goes on, isn't it? So let's go ahead and put this on. First off, I am gonna change over to the other plugs because they're kind of cool. So what we'll do is like tension holding them both in place, which would make sense. Yeah, okay, you have to undo both of them. Good to know. So that is R4 goes in here. Okay, yeah, there we go. All right, so that board just pops up. And okay. I understand now how this works. Okay, so that's like a single piece. Huh. All right. So R4 goes in there. Like so. And then that should be R5. All right, then that can go back down. And they do add quite large ridges to the Steam Deck buttons, that is for sure. So we'll go ahead and put these back on. We do not want to cross thread these, that would be bad. Okay, that would be bad. So as you can see here, it adds quite big, that makes them very clicky. Which I kind of like the idea of clicky buttons, that's very cool. Alright, so we'll do this other side here. This one here is going to be slightly more difficult due to the fact the battery in here. So I'm just gonna, what I'm gonna do to do this, I'm gonna remove this battery. If we can't get this battery out of the way. My goodness, this battery connector is in tight. There we go, we got the battery out. And then take these out. there for now. So they give you quite, I've got another set of each. So I'm not sure why there's so many. I'm gonna use all the ones from the same side because I'm assuming, unless there's like different variants in them, but yeah, these ones might be like slightly smaller clicker ones in the, in there. So this is the R5, so I don't get it confused. Yes, okay, so yeah, there's smaller clickers and bigger clickers. So I've gone for the biggest ones that you can get. Whether or not that was the right choice, we'll soon come to find out, because changing these is gonna be just time consuming. So you won't want to be changing them too often here. So hopefully we will be fine. I've got the battery stuck to me again. That is not in the hole, that is on top of the hole, which is actually useless to me. There we go, we're in the hole now. Right, this board can go back over, oh my God, get off B, battery. You can go back in there like so. It's gonna go over that side there. And we'll put these screws back in, and hopefully, we're onto the winning formula. And then we've still got to open up the actual Steam Deck. We can put our battery back in. I'm not sure, I guess this is the only place for it to go. There we go, battery is back in. We've stuck it back down. Right, we have changed over our buttons. Okay, we've shut our Steam Deck down. So we're gonna open it up. This is always not nerve-wracking, because I've had to open it up a few times now for different reasons. Yes, okay. So you're changing it to just normal screws, which I think, because these are, oh no, these are the same. So there's no difference in screw types. They give you the same screws. So there's literally no point in, that's funny. So they give you a screwdriver tool to one job, but not the other job. Does that make sense? So, because you have to have a different piece to take the Steam Deck OLED back case off, which is bizarre. That reminds me, don't forget, please, for the love of God, to take out your SD card when doing this. I almost forgot. You've seen it live on TV. I just saved my SD card from getting destroyed. Holy shit. Lucky I've got this upside down and it's kind of like the SD slot's looking at me. That could have ended in disaster. Okay, so now we're at this stage here. This is when you would use your guitar pick to go along the edges here and begin trying to lift it. I'm trying to do this very gently because I do not want to break anything, especially not on camera, that would be bad. And then we've also got our other lifter tool here. There we go. So I've just got loosened a little bit in the corner here and it just pops straight off. It is a little bit nerve-wracking, I will admit, to do that. But there we go. That is the back of my Steam Deck off. That is the cover off. That's literally all we have to do. And then we're just gonna replace it with our new backing. Now, the question is here, I'll give it a quick wipe down along the sides here. It's not as grimy as I thought it was, to be honest. I thought it was much worse than it really is. But I might as well, while we're here, just, you know, go along and get some of this goop out while we're at it. I'll put a wet wipe on there in a minute. Ew, look at it, it's fucking gross. Our new case on. Now, we've got to remember to take off this plastic cover. All right, we've taken off our cover. Not too much dust in here. I would like to give this an air blow at some point, but I'm not doing that today. There we go, we can click that in. Now, we're just gonna make sure that lines up. Okay, as you can see, if you hadn't taken out that SD card, you would have cracked it and instantly destroyed like a $100 SD card, which I would have been really sad about. So that's our new cover. Oh, listen to those buttons. Oh, I love it. Right, I'm just gonna use the same screws. I'm not gonna use the ones that they give you in the bag. We are done. Here is our finished Steam Deck. From the front, it is very you don't notice it until you flip it over. Where you see the back, where you can see the board, which I really do like that board look. Doing the front case like that would be very hard. I think if I was to like keep this theme going, you'd almost want to just get a sticker and do it that way and save the issue. I'm gonna put on these silicone pads and see what they look like over the device. So I've given it a quick charge here, so we're gonna have a look and see what we get when we turn it on. It'll probably go flat because I only charged for about 2 minutes, but I just want to have a play. So you hold it down, turn it on, there we go. So we start off with a nice red light there. Oh, this is the changing one, that's cool. This is gonna go through all the colors. I actually quite like that. That's quite nice. So that's what it looks like from the bottom. From the top, you cannot see that those lights are going. So they're not going to distract you. That's for sure. So the lights are a bit of a hit or a miss, right? Like you're not going to notice them. And of course that's with the covers on with those colors. As you can see here, you get that diffused lighting through the side panel here. So we're going to take these off and have a look and see what it looks like with the covers off, and maybe it gets a bit more light bleed to the top of the unit. You got the glowy fingies. Turn it back on. And this is what it looks like from below. Yeah, there's a lot stronger light with them on, with the covers off. And then I know you can click through here and you get different color lighting. So you get the old rainbow, and then you have set colors as well. There you go. That is our Steam Deck with a new JazzX backplate. What do you guys think? Is this something you would consider getting, or is it a bit of a waste? For $10, I can't really complain, but for each their own, that is for sure. Alright guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next Steam Deck video. Ciao.